Plea hearing on child pornography charges. Police searching for cigarette thief. 2 killers sentenced to life without parole. These stories and more coming up on Community News Review.
This is Community News Review, a service of WSCS TV, news content provided by WHBL.
Hello, I'm Maddie Pfister, and this is Community News Review for Tuesday, August 14th, 2018. A Sheboygan man is due in court today to enter a plea on child pornography charges. John Fortino was arrested in May after investigators executed a search warrant at his home on South 11th Place. He is facing 13 felony counts, carrying a nearly 200-year prison term if he is found guilty. Court documents say he sent an undercover agent a link to multiple video images of children engaged in sex acts using the Kik application. A jury trial has been scheduled for next Wednesday. Sheboygan police are trying to locate a man who stole a large quantity of cigarettes from an area gas station. They say the thefts happened in July, and they now have a security camera images for the suspect they are looking for. If you can identify the individual, please call the Sheboygan police. A judge Monday sentenced 2 men convicted in an executive-style murder of a Lac du Flambeau man to life in prison with no possibility of parole. The judge's ruling came immediately after a jury found 27-year-old Richard Allen and 26-year-old Joseph Lucer guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse, and the death of Wayne Valerie Jr. His bullet-riddled body was found on New Year's Day in rural Iron County, several days after prosecutors say he was killed. He was reported missing by his mother in late December. In an argument over a meth pipe that Valerie alleged stole and a belief that he was a police informant were cited as motives for the murder. The jury deliberated about 90 minutes before reaching its verdict, following 5 days of testimony. Just before the start of the trial, 19-year-old James Lucer reached a plea deal with the prosecutors and cooperated against the other suspects. He was convicted of 3 felonies, participating in felony murder, and 2 counts of aiding a felon in Valerie's death. He will be sentenced on November 5th. According to the criminal complaint, the 5 suspects and the victim were riding around in a van, and at one point, everyone got out and started to beat Valerie. An autopsy revealed Valerie was shot 8 times, including twice in the head. 8 people were rushed to the hospital when a shuttle bus and a semi collided in the town of Lima late Sunday night. The Sheboygan County Sheriff's Department says that they received several 911 calls about the accident around 11:30 about the crash at County I and County V in the town of Lima. Deputies say the transport shuttle was northbound on County I and failed to stop for a stop sign. A semi heading east was unable to avoid the shuttle and hit it. The driver of the shuttle bus got a ticket, and his name is being withheld until later today. The Wisconsin Rapids Police Department are setting the record straight on an errant Facebook page post about an incident on August 10th. According to the Wisconsin Rapids Police Department Facebook page, the WRPD acknowledged that there was an incident reported at the Kopp's grocery store in the parking lot the evening of August 10th, 2018. The department clarified that the incident was a suspicious vehicle call despite a post on Facebook stating otherwise. The Facebook post the WRPD addresses stated that the incident that occurred in the cops' parking lot was a child trafficking incident. A Wisconsin Rapids Police Department officer investigated the incident and determined that the actions from the incident were explainable without any arrests or citations needed. The WRPD say they appreciate those who gave them the information about the Facebook post that was incorrect. The department also advises that for everyone else, please be sure that the information you share is from a reliable and trusted source. The department also reached out to the Stevens Point Police Department to confirm that the suspicious vehicle incident was not related to the one in Stevens Point on Sunday night. Governor Walker and the two GOP Senate candidates are breaking with President Trump, saying they oppose a boycott of Harley-Davidson. Walker spoke out against the boycott yesterday, calling the president to reach trade agreements that will end tariffs quickly. Senate candidate Kevin Nicholson said he disagreed with the boycott but supports the president's overall trade policies. Nicholson's primary opponent, State Senator Leah Vukmir, released her position through her campaign manager, echoing Nicholson's comments about opposing the boycott while supporting the president's efforts to eliminate trade barriers. And finally, it is primary day in Wisconsin. Voters are deciding on nominees for key state and national positions. 8 Democrats are facing off to see who will oppose Republican Governor Scott Walker in November. Most polls suggest Tony Evers, the state superintendent of public instruction, is the front runner. Republicans Leah Vukmir and Kevin Nicholson are in a dead heat going into today's U.S. Senate primary, which will decide who will run against incumbent Democrat Tammy Baldwin this fall. There is a competitive race to see which nominees will meet each other in November to decide who will replace Paul Ryan in the 1st Congressional District. Ryan, the current Speaker of the House of Representatives, has already announced that he is not seeking another term. There are many primaries for state Senate and state assembly across Wisconsin and dozens of local primaries, and voters are not allowed to cast a split ticket ballot. They will either choose among all Democrat or all Republican candidates. The state's voter ID requirements are also in effect. Polls open statewide at 7 a.m. and balloting ends at 8 p.m. And that's all we have for today. Join me again next time for another recap of our local news. From all of us at Community News Review, have a great day.
News content for this program provided by WHBL in cooperation with WSCS TV.